15 and 27 in the deck. Ethereum's lead has much to do with its early start, and the health of its community. As far as developer interest, Ethereum has far and away the most builders, with nearly 4,000 monthly active developers, see slide 18, following that is Solana, with nearly 1,000, and Bitcoin, about 500. Ethereum's overwhelming mint share helps explain why its users have been willing to pay more than $15 million in fees per day on average just to use the blockchain, remarkable for such a young project, see slide 16. Ethereum's popularity is also a double-edged sword. Because Ethereum has historically prized decentralization over scaling, other blockchains have been able to swoop in and attract users with promises of better performance and lower fees. Some might argue they do so at the expense of security. Beyond challenger blockchains, we are also seeing incredible progress with interoperability, which allows people to bridge assets from one blockchain to another, as well as layer 2 technologies, such as optimistic rollups and zero-knowledge rollups, which aim to lower costs by expanding available block space. See slides 17 and 21 through 23 in the deck. Blockchains are the hit product of a new computing wave, just as PCs and broadband were in the 90s and 2000s, and as mobile phones were in the last decade. There's a lot of room for innovation, and we believe there will be multiple winners. 5. Yes, it's still early. While it's hard to know the exact number of Web3 users, we can reason about the scale of the movement. We estimate there are somewhere between 7 million and 50 million active Ethereum users today, based on various on-chain metrics. See slide 54, analogizing to the early commercial internet. That puts us somewhere circa 1995 in terms of development. The internet reached 1 billion users by 2005 incidentally, right around the time Web 2 started taking shape amid the founding of future giants such as Facebook and YouTube. Again, though it's very hard to estimate, if the trend lines continue as depicted, Web 3 could reach 1 billion users by 2031. In other words, you're still early. Much remains to be done. Let's keep building. Download the full PDF below, or preview our 2022 State of Crypto report here. Download A16Z Crypto's full 2022 report here. Sign up for the new weekly A16Z Crypto newsletter here. The views expressed here are those of the individual A Capital Management, LLC, A16Z, personnel quoted and are not the views of A16Z or its affiliates. Certain information contained in here has been obtained from third-party sources, including from portfolio companies of funds managed by A16Z. While taken from sources believed to be reliable, A16Z has not independently verified such information and makes no representations about the enduring accuracy of the information or its appropriateness for a given situation. In addition, this content may include third-party advertisements. A16Z has not reviewed such advertisements and does not endorse any advertising content contained therein. This content is provided for informational purposes only, and should not be relied upon as legal, business, investment, or tax advice. You should consult your own advisors as to those matters. References to any securities or digital assets are for illustrative purposes only, and do not constitute an investment recommendation or offer to provide investment advisory services. Furthermore, this content is not directed at nor intended for use by any investors.
No matter what you've done, have hope in my mercy. Your acts of worship benefit you, they don't benefit me. Trust that I will accept.
had a purpose. I wanted to be one of the best basketball players to ever play. And anything else that was outside of that lane, love of the game, the challenge. Like I would watch Magic play, I would watch Michael play, and I would see them do these unbelievable things. And I said, can I get to that? I don't know, but let's find out.
This is what it looks like.
Whether you score 0 or score 60, we're gonna love you, man. I think that's when the idea of understanding a long-term view became, because I wasn't going to catch these kids in a week. I wasn't going to catch them in a year, right? So that's when I sat down and said, okay, this is going to take some time, right? But I want to work on first.
Follow the flow, the 16th of May 2022. Share, tweet, share, from the desk of Steve Straza at Straza. This is one of our favorite bottom-up scans. Follow the flow. In this note, we simply create Follow the flow, the 6th. This is one of our favorite bottom-up scans. Follow the flow. In this note, we simply create a universe of stocks that experience the most unusual options activity, either bullish or bearish, but not both. We utilize options experts, both internally and through our partnership with the Trades Exchange. Then, we dig through the level 2 details and do all the work up front for our clients. Our goal is to isolate only those options market splashes that represent levered and high conviction, directional bets. We also weed out hedging activity and ensure there are no offsetting trades that either neutralize or cap the risk on these unusual options trades. What remains is a list of stocks that large financial institutions are putting big money behind, and they're doing so for one reason only, because they think the stock is about to move in their direction and make them a pretty penny. Then we flip through our list of stocks flashing unusual activity and pick the best setups using many of the same technical filters we do for our other scans. And, just like that, we'll follow the money flow and fatten our own pockets along with some of the world's most powerful financial institutions. Whether the transaction was executed on the bid or the offer also matters. Which counterparty was the aggressor definitely matters. Without this information, we wouldn't know whether the trade was a bullish or bearish bet. For example, a massive amount of put contracts executed at the ask is a bearish bet, all else equal. But did you know that a bunch of these very same puts executed on the bid is actually bullish? In this scenario, the seller is the aggressor as they are shorting the puts, which is similar to buying calls on the ask and betting on higher prices. But no need to worry about any of this. We are doing it all for you. All you need to know is that we've designed a list of stocks that some of the largest firms on Wall Street feel very bullish or very bearish on. Then we apply our technical analysis to identify asymmetric trade setups to follow them into some of these names. Due to the nature of the catalysts applied to create this universe of stocks, most of these trades will tend to be on the shorter term end of the spectrum. We'll typically be looking to take profits a few months out at most. But there will be some splashes whereby participants put on leaps or other long-term strategies, which could warrant a longer time frame. Either way, after running this scan internally for years now, we are confident we'll find some great trade ideas on this list. Better yet, they'll come from both the long and short sides. At the end of the day, the idea for this universe based on unusual options activity is to follow the big money into some of their highest conviction trades and profit along with them. Of course, as with any stock we're in, we'll also have the primary trend at our back. Here's this week's list of stocks with unusual options activity, powered by our friends at the Trades Exchange. Click table to enlarge view. Premium members can log in to access our Follow the Flow report and trade ideas. Please log in or start your risk-free 30-day trial today. Or, lost password.
volitioncapital.com if you have any questions about starting a business, investing in businesses, hiring, anything in the startup world, and I'll try to give you some quick tips. Tom wrote in and asked mailing in. You can email aja@volitioncapital.com if you have any questions, CEO. Well, first off, the skill of founding a business is often quite different than being a CEO, especially as a company scales. So there is nothing wrong, and I'd say it's pretty typical that at some point a founder may not be the best person to lead as a CEO. The first piece is if you as the CEO are still enjoying it, still having fun, still happy with scaling a company versus founding, building, creating the early stages, because it's a different sort of muscle. And if you're not enjoying, if you're not passionate about what you're doing, it's less likely you're going to put your all into it and be as successful.